Hi friends! So today's video is going to be a little shorter just because I'm sick and I think you can hear it in my voice. I have a fever and not a lot of energy to do what I wanted to do this week, so let's just get right into the topic of the video. The other day, while I was listening to music on my phone, the Shade Rusical song came on, and other than being very impressed by the likes of Courtney, Bianca, Dayla, Jocelyn, and even Milk, not Adore because we still have to learn proper breath control, I also realized the nonsense that was one of the parts in the Rusical, and more precisely, how it did not really make sense with the rest of the roles. Furthermore, the role in question could only work if one queen from the cast got to do it, but due to how the teams were split and who got which part of the Rusical, April Carrión got the shortest end of the stick and was eliminated from season 6. Let's go over the 4th episode of season 6, so that we can see completely how April's elimination was more or less set up, though it can also be viewed as just circumstantial. This episode is infamous for being the only episode of Drag Race ever that had to get a challenge cut out entirely out of every future broadcast of the episode. The mini challenge in question is called Female or She-Male, where the queens are shown pictures of various body parts and asked if they are from a biological or a psychological woman, the latter being a drag queen. I'm quoting the Drag Race Wikia here, which I assume got its synopsis for this part of the episode directly from what Ru said in the episode, so don't come for me. It's a horrendous challenge. Adore and Dayla win this mini challenge, and so they are the team captains. This is where the shenanigans begin. Judging by most other instances on all of the seasons, the team captains pick their teams in alphabetical order, or rather, whosever name is first alphabetically gets to pick first. Given that by this episode there were 11 queens, the queen that chose first would have 6 queens on her team, and the queen that chose second would have 5. So, why is it different here? Why did Adore pick second? Is it because they knew that whoever got to pick first would pick Courtney, and they needed to have a Courtney versus Adore as good Penny versus bad Penny storyline for this episode? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why they changed it up. Continuing on, we know that the girls don't get to see the script before choosing their teams, so the fault isn't on either Dayla or Adore. Now, you might be wondering what kind of a fault I'm referring to. Well, the fault in question has to do with the roles and the casting, or rather, who got to which part. So, in Act 1, we had Good Penny, Shady Lady, 2 pageant queens, and 2 comedy queens. Great, so our protagonist, our antagonist, and 2 pairs of stereotypical drag queens. In Act 2, we have Bad Penny, Lame Isabella, and 3 showgirls. Okay, sure, our protagonist, yet again, just a little different, a sort of a narrator in Lame Isabella, and another stereotypical drag queen. This time there's 3 of the same kind. What could be wrong with this here? Well, one of the showgirls, and the showgirl that April got, is supposed to be a big girl. Therein lies the problem. A big girl isn't a stereotypical drag queen. It's not a style of drag a queen chooses. It's more of like circumstantial label for a drag queen that just happens to be plus size. Sure, Drag Race does tend to give us more or less the same type of a big girl, and a lot of them tend to not have anything more to them but boasting about being overweight, so I can see the possible devil's advocate point of view here. Furthermore, and listening to the judges' critiques given to April, they essentially told her that she did not embody the essence of a big girl, so are they saying that every single plus size queen is exactly the same? Because I don't know. I don't think that Eureka O'Hara, Delta Work, Jade and Dior Fierce, or Darian Lake are same. Like, not at all. I personally don't think that there's anything similar to them other than the fact that they're plus size. However, with the show casting only one big girl on this season, were they expecting Darian to be playing this part? And if so, that's also unfair towards Darian, not giving her any options, but it's also unfair towards the other girls, because the production expected Darian to make it up to the 4th episode, which for a competition show or any competition is never a good look. This is why April Carrión was set up to fail. On one hand, the producers wanted to have that Courtney versus Adore storyline, so they did everything and anything to pit them against each other, while on the other, one girl from the second team is always at the bottom too, just for the fact that she isn't a big girl. This injustice could have happened to Jocelyn, Laganja, or Milk, but it just happened so that April got the shortest end of the stick. Granted, April's performance just vocally was not good.
To see what she said to me? Can you believe she even said that? Well, I'm not gonna stick around and be a part of her show. Take away her picture, and finally, I'm the star!
But that doesn't take away from the fact that she was set up to fail. It's funny that 2 episodes in a row, April is given a role that she isn't really good at, because in the 3rd episode, and again being part of Adore's team, April got the role of a butch real estate agent in the Drag Race Me to Hell 5, and she had a problem portraying that sort of, I guess, like lesbian masculine character, but that really isn't the same as the big girl thing, because one is a stereotype, another thing is just like based on body size, you know? And you can always act more or less masculine, like traditionally masculine, of course, but you can't really grow twice your size in a matter of a day. That's it. That's the video. I told you this is going to be a shorter one. And just a heads up, I will not be doing a season 12 cast reaction, solely because I want to go into the season completely blind, without any preconceived notions, though judging by the promo pic and the patriotic theme they used for the shoot, I can tell I'm going to fucking hate it.